to another day, a very special day of the GSL Codes with Tasteless and Artosis.
The specialist day of all Tasteless. This is really exciting, guys. Get out there, spread the word, especially for today. It has been 4 years since we've had a foreigner in the GSL. This is the first time anyone has qualified for a Codes straight out of nothing.
Yeah.
No seeding, no nothing. It's like this is such
this
an
is
important
a big moment in the history of StarCraft.
Yeah.
No matter how Scarlet does, she has gotten this far. We're rooting for her to get through. And to be frank, to be candid, I think she's got a very good chance to do that.
Yeah, she's in great form, and I mean, all the Koreans really respect her skill right now. She's around top 10-ish on the ladder in Korea, and it's not a Korean vacation, which is normally when you're like, oh, foreigner got number one. It's like, well, I mean, everyone's visiting their family this week. That's not the case right now, and she is a killer. So this is so exciting, and like I cannot stress enough how like this is its own special thing that's happened here. No foreigner has ever gotten through the qualifiers into GSL Codes. In the first 3 open seasons, when no one knew what the hell they were doing,
when everybody was stimming Marauders on one base, running up a Protoss, or trying to run up a Protoss ramp where they'd stasis it, and then stasis it again.
Yeah. Only back then in those 64-man open tournaments did foreigners ever qualify. And lots have tried over the years. Never happened until Scarlet did this time. So this is like truly an amazing, remarkable moment. Those early ones I don't even really want to count because it's StarCraft's a different game back then.
It's like a different era.
Yeah.
We are going to go to a quick interview video, and then we'll be starting our matches. So get ready and tell your friends to join us.
나이를 한 살 더 먹어서 좀 싫긴 하지만 그래도 이제 곧 새 시즌 또 열리고 2017년은 좀 더 작년보다 잘하겠다는 마음으로 지금 준비하고 있어요.
새로운 마음 같은 거 없고 그냥 열심히 준비하느냐고 바빠요.
다시 열심히 해서 높게 올라가자라는 생각이었다가 한순간에 무너져서 많이 아쉬웠었는데 이번 연도는 그런 실수 없도록 많이 노력해서 더 높게 올라갈 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다.
I feel really good about qualifying. I've been wanting to play in Codes for a long time, so I'm really happy that I finally did. I'm really looking forward to this year, living here and playing in GSL. It's something I wanted to do for a while, and trying to learn Korean a little better.
쉬운 조라고 해서 만만한 선수들이 없더라고요. 보면은 그냥 괜찮은 조 만들면 좋을 것 같아요. 만들어 주셨으면. 그냥 이 선수는 비교만 하다 정도?
아무렇게나 돼도 다 비슷비슷할 것 같아요. 그냥 재밌게 게임만 하면은 좋은 결과 있을 거기 때문에.
I really don't want to play any good Terrans. I have a lot of trouble against it. I'd be happy playing ZVZ or ZVP in the round of 32.
요새 저그전이 좀 힘든 것 같아서 저그는 피하고 싶고 테란토스 중에서 만나서 좀 꿀조를 만나서 좀 쉽게 올라가고 싶어요.
스타크래프트2가 그래도 이렇게 하고 있는 게 다 팬분들 덕분이잖아요. 선수들한테 정말 큰 힘이 되어주니까 많이 응원해 주셨으면 좋겠고 어떤 결정을 해도 그 선수의 선택을 믿고 많이 응원해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
대회 준비를 더 열심히 할 것 같고 내용이 더 좋아질 것 같아요. 되게 수준 높은 경기를 기대하셔도 좋을 것 같아요.
이번 연도는 또 다른 시작이니까 많은 팬분들이 응원과 격려해 주셨으면 좋겠고요. 그거에 보답해서 이번에 올라온 32강 모든 선수들이 좋은 경기력과 좋은 모습 보여드릴 테니까 많이 기대해 주셔도 괜찮을 것 같아요.
네, 여러분 새해 복 많이 받으시고요. 이제 GSL도 많이 사랑해 주시고 응원 많이 와주세요.
작년보다 더 좋은 모습 보여드리려고 노력할 거고 그렇게 될 수 있도록 저도 초심을 잃지 않고 열심히 할 테니까 많이 응원해 주셨으면 좋겠고요.
앞으로 1년이 될지 뭐 2년이 될지 그거는 다 팬분들이 응원해 주시기 나름이라 생각해요. 그러니까 앞으로도 스타크래프트2 많이 응원해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
I hope you cheer for me in GSL coming up. I really hope to do well. This is my first time. And Happy New Year. 행복한 한 해되세요.
and we are moments away from doing the interview, which is going to be done by our producer Jay. Jay, take it away.
자, 오늘 32강의 마지막 조 F2
Hello, this is the last group of round 32.
지난 시즌 4강
First, let's meet the player that was in the semifinals of last season.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
It's Myung-sik.
네,
Hello.
김명식 선수 오랜만에 뵙습니다. 먼저
Long time no
시작하는
see.
소감 들어볼게요.
How do you feel to be here?
네, 우선 준비는 나름 열심히 해왔고
I prepared hard for
재밌게
today.
게임하고 가고 싶어요.
I just want to have
오늘
fun playing
당연히
games.
김명식 선수가 게임하시는데 재밌겠죠. 오늘 F조 선수들 대진 보시고는
So
어떠셨어요?
how do you feel when you saw your group?
좀 쉽다고 생각했어요. 왜냐면
At first, I thought it was kind of easy.
김명식이기도 하고
그쵸.
뭐 전체적으로 해외팀 선수가 있길래
네.
There's some players that in the foreign team right now, so I actually thought it was kind of an easy group.
시간은 많이 걸렸을 것 같아요. 세종적전이 다 있거든요.
You had to prepare for all the three races. How did you prepare?
게임이 많이 안 변해 있더라고요. 그래서
오.
The game didn't really change that much,
생각보다 그렇게 힘들지는 않았어요.
so I didn't really have a hard time preparing.
거를 토대로 빌드 짜는 건
I just practiced as I usually do and thought of some unique strategies. So I think it's gonna be fine.
자, 요즘 이렇게 스타트뿐만 아니라 프로 게이머로서 다양한 도전을 또 하고 계신 걸로.
So we heard that you're
알고
playing some other games other than StarCraft 2 right now.
약간 지금 구도저도 아닌 둘 다 애매하게 하고 있는
I'm kind of in the
것 같은데
middle right now playing some other games and also StarCraft 2.
다시 생각을 해봐야 될 것
But when I'm in the round of 16, I think I'm gonna have to focus in StarCraft 2.
오늘 좋은 결과 있길 바라겠습니다.
Goddamn right.
고맙습니다.
Pretty confident there too. When he's in the round of 16.
자,
Right.
김명식 선수.
Now Jay's gonna run over.
Jay's gonna run over there.
To Scarlett's interview. By the way, that's our producer.
That's our
since the
producer.
beginning.
He is the unsung hero of the GSL.
Greatest producer in Korea.
That's right.
He is. Without him, our lives would suck.
팀 엑스퍼트 샤샤 호스틴 선수와의 통역을 위해서
And he's actually the voice we always hear when we're
That's right. Whenever we're translating, he's actually the guy talking in our ears.
두 분 모두
And he's very
안녕하세요.
handsome.
There he is. There he's on the left.
He really dressed
와,
up for
샤샤
today.
호스틴 선수 반갑습니다.
Normally he's wearing a hat.
Nice to meet you.
자, 먼저 이제 GSL 팬분들께 인사 부탁드릴게요.
Say hello to the GSL fans.
안녕하세요.
아, 네, 안녕하세요. 이렇게 이야기해 주셨는데요. 자, 먼저 이렇게 코데스 시작하게 돼서 많은 분들 기대하고 있는데 준비 잘 하셨는지?
So a lot of people are looking forward to see you in Codes. Did you prepare well for today?
I've been preparing just in general for a lot of tournaments because I've had Nation Wars and WSG recently. So I think I'm in pretty good condition for today. But in terms of preparation for today, mostly I prepared for live, honestly.
그 네이션워 등 많은 대회들이 있었기 때문에 평소에 준비를 열심히 하고 있었고
네.
오늘 대회에서는 얼라이브 선수를 위주로 열심히 준비했다고 합니다.
그 선수가 확실히 오늘 조에서 가장 견제되는 선수인가 봐요.
So are you focusing on the match with the live today?
Yeah, I think no matter how things go, if I beat Alive, I can advance today. So that's my main goal.
오늘 어떻게 되든 한희석 선수가 진출할 가능성이 가장 높기 때문에
어.
한희석 경기와 첫 경기가 가장 중요하다고 봅니다.
그렇군요. 자, 확실히 제가 들었을 때 국내 선수들에게도 굉장히 이미지가 좋고 발이 넓다는 생각도 했거든요. 혹시 국내 선수들과 친분이 있는 선수가 있는지 궁금해요.
Are you good friends with any Korean players?
Right now, I'm not as good friends with many that are currently playing, but in the past, I was good friends with Holt and MMA when he was on my team. But in terms of players in Korea, not as much right now.
지금 현재는 그렇게 친하게 지낸 선수 없는데 예전에 같은 팀이었던 그 문성원 선수랑 What was the other one?
Holt.
최성원 선수랑 가장 친하게 지냈었다고 합니다.
네. 혹시 지금 조금 긴장하셨는지 묻고 싶은데.
Are you a little bit nervous right now? Because I am.
Honestly, I'm not as nervous as I thought I'd be, but maybe when I start playing, that'll change.
자기가 생각했던 것만큼 지금 긴장이 되진 않는데 막상 경기를 시작하면 좀 긴장할 수 있을 것 같다고 그러네요.
아, 그래요. 자, 오늘 정말 많이 기다렸습니다. 경기력, 첫 코데스에 나서는 샤샤 호스틴 선수의 경기력이 어떨지 무척 기대하고 있거든요. 마지막으로 그럼 각오를 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Any final comments you want to make? Your goals?
My goal right now is just to advance from the group. This is my first Codes, so I don't want to lose in my first matches. So hopefully I can advance today.
자신의 첫 번째 코드에쓰기 때문에 경기에서 이기고 싶고 꼭 이번 조에서 진출하고 싶다고 합니다.
네, 오늘 샤샤 호스틴 선수의 활약 기대하겠고요. 오늘 통역에 도움 주신 최재환 PD도 감사드립니다. 오늘 고맙습니다. Thank you.
All right, that does it for that interview.
Yeah.
자,
Jay,
계속해서 세
Jay, we
번째
need you back
선수로
over here.
이어서 만나보겠습니다.
Gonna be running right back over to do the rest of these interviews.
Jay, you're going the wrong way. We're not
지난해
done.
시즌 1, 2, 32강에 이어서
You thought you were done, Jay. We're not finished.
You did great, by the way, Jay. That was
온라이브
fantastic.
한희석 선수 만나보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
Hey, Jay, are you nervous? Because I'm nervous too.
먼저 소개 들어볼게요.
Sorry.
이렇게 새 시즌에 코데스 32강 올라와서 굉장히 기쁘고
I'm very happy to advance to the first season of Codes.
경기력 보여야 될
I just want to perform well.
네, 오랜만에 보는데 헤어스타일도 멋있어요.
아 그래요?
네.
You look good in your new hairstyle.
다름한 펌인 것 같은데.
아니요 그냥
네.
아줌마들 하는 파마 했는데 그냥 막 이렇게 된 것 같아요.
It's just a common hairstyle in Korea.
하진
Notice the hairstyles now are like 1980s
그냥
anime hair.
요즘 유행하는 걸
Yeah,
해달라니까
sorry.
Get my mic
거울
on.
보니까 자기감 들더라고요.
I just went to the barber shop and they just made my hair
자,
like this.
그런데 오늘 경기에서는 다른 선수들이 견제하고 있는 선수인 것 같아요.
아,
요즘
그래요?
경기 어떠세요? 잘 되세요?
So how are you doing
저는
recently?
솔직히 변한 게 없다고 생각하는데
Well, nothing has changed much for
작년보다
me.
마음을 좀 편하게 하니까
But I'm just
대회
trying to
때
play
좋은-
more comfortably in
물론
tournaments.
플레이는 아니지만
네.
좋은 성적이 조금씩 나오고 있는 것
And I
같아서
think I'm doing better and better right now.
네. 자, 이제
And a lot of players are saying that I'm
이제 더
strong.
높은 곳을 보고 계실 것 같아요. 마지막으로 각오 들어보고 시작하겠습니다.
Any final comments?
우선 마지막 조 이렇게 변경돼서 좀
The schedule has
걱정이 많이
changed for me,
되고요.
so I was kind of worried about that.
어저께부터 갑자기 긴장이 돼가지고 제가 지금
From yesterday, I was very nervous and I couldn't sleep well.
꼭 16강 조지명
But I really want to advance to round 16 and participate in the group selections.
정말 보고 싶네요. 자, 이렇게 한희석 선수가 꼭 올라오고 싶다 이야기를 했는데요. 오늘 기대하겠습니다.
There's no Terran stuffy there. Seems like.
자, 마지막 선수 만나보겠습니다. FA의
Circling, there's a
마지막 선수
probe.
믿고 보는 프로토스의
Yeah.
희망 김도훈
Clear
선수
bias.
Well, I guess
만나보겠습니다.
Geary is a
안녕하세요.
Terran.
And the last player classic.
자, 32강에 나서는 마지막 선수입니다. 먼저 소감 들어볼게요.
So how do you feel to be in Codes?
오랜만에
It's
경기여서
been a long time since I'm
떨리고,
playing here.
네, 오늘 이기고 기분 좋게 집에 가고 싶어요.
네, 오늘
I want to win
이기고
today and go
돌아가는데
home as a happy man.
대진 보고는 어떠셨어요?
처음에
How do you like your
봤을
group?
때는 되게 할만하다고 생각을 했는데
At first, I thought it was an easy group for me.
스칼렛분이랑 한희석
But Scarlet
선수가
and
굉장히
Alive is
잘하셔가지고
doing very well recently.
좀 긴장이 많이
So
돼요.
I'm kind of nervous right now.
이번 시즌 목표를 어떻게 세우셨는지.
So what's your goal for this season?
목표는 우선 제가 요새 이렇게 게임에 그 걱정이 많아가지고
네.
이렇게 잘 풀리는 스타일이 아니어서
I had a lot of worries when practicing,
오늘
and I'm losing a lot during practice. But I'm well prepared for the round 32, so I think I'm gonna do well today.
목표를 16강으로 잡으셨어요.
우선 네, 최근에 그렇게 경기가 잘 풀리고 있지가 않아서 차근차근 16강 올라가고.
Well, I was a former champion, but I'm not really doing well recently. So my first goal is to advance to round 16, and let's see what happens after that.
마지막으로 오랜만에 이렇게 뵙는 팬분들께 오늘
Final comments to your fans.
네, 오늘 연습 많이 하고 나왔는데
I practiced hard for today.
기록으로
I'm
올라갈
gonna
수 있도록 할
put on a good show for you guys. So look forward for my
오늘
games.
기대하겠습니다.
네, 감사합니다.
Jay, your Korean's pretty
Thank
good,
you.
man.
자, 이렇게
Yeah, it's really
마지막
impressive.
경기에
You made all
나서는
that up, I wouldn't even
Can we go
know.
back to being on camera? Can we keep
자,
Jay here with us?
그렇다면
Let's hold Jay
예상은
down and
어떻게
tickle him,
나올지
man.
궁금합니다.
Guys, that guy is so important.
Yeah,
seriously.
just so you guys know that
오늘
you saw him on camera briefly there with Scarlett. He's been our producer for like 6 years. He's the guy that's changing all the camera shots.
So
someone make an appreciation thread about him because he is the unsung hero of all of these sports.
Indeed, he is. Looking at the predictions, by the way, Team Liquid predictions looks like they want Scarlet out in first
글로벌
place.
시청자들의 예상과 동일한
And,
결과가
I didn't actually get to read all that
나왔는데요.
because we were talking
스칼렛
about
선수가 조 1위
But,
진출,
anyways,
그리고 한희석 선수가
Yeah, what do you think about the group?
I'm excited. I've got my fingers crossed for Scarlett.
자, 마지막으로
I want us to
32강
be
이벤트도
not the only foreigners in the GSL. So,
Yeah, it's so exciting to have foreigners back.
yeah.
My tie is always going to one side.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
like
know.
it's like there's more gravity over there or something. It's
Something
just
like that.
You know what I mean? There's just like more gravity on that side, man.
That's what
Does
it is.
anyone else notice that like the right side of the Earth weighs more than the rest of the
Yeah.
Earth and like pulls ties?
Because it's
and
spinning
general-
like that or
Yeah.
something, you know,
Yeah.
physics and all.
clockwise.
Yeah.
Duh.
Big non-Korean representation here in the studio. A lot of hype tonight Definitely tell your friends to join us, guys. It's going to be a very special
This is
GSL
historic.
Code S.
This is truly historic. I want to just talk overall about the group right now. Classic is doing pretty well in the online tournaments he's been playing. Alive has been crushing pace, winning a Lima League last week, getting second place to Innovation in the January finals. So he's like really, really on point. And the one person everyone keeps discounting is Myungshik, just because he announced that he's going to be an Overwatch pro. Okay, people never actually quit StarCraft. First off, okay, and
yeah, that's actually true.
Remember
how many pro gamers are like, I'm retiring, and then they're
Yeah.
like in a tournament 3 months later?
Yeah, it happens all the time. But like, the thing is, that time off probably even made him better. Taking time off can do that.
Yep.
It's a funny thing. But the times when Myungshik is most likely to win is the times when you discount him completely. And the fact that everyone's like, well, you know, if I beat Alive, or like, you know, Classic saying, well, Alive and Scarlet are both really good. Well, everyone's discounting this guy. And suddenly I'm getting this weird feeling that he's going to bust through this group tasteless. That's
Dude,
what
he might.
That's when he does it.
He's really difficult to prepare against as well. It's not like you're preparing against a Protoss. You're preparing against Myungshik.
Yeah, it's like someone...
The fourth race.
It's like SOS fell down the stairs too many times, and there you have Myungshik, you know what I mean? Like, Myungshik always plays like he's got nothing to lose, but
Yeah.
especially if he's like in between
In this case,
two
he kind
games.
of almost doesn't have anything to lose.
Yeah,
you know?
if he's like an Overwatch pro at the same time,
Now,
like, I mean, he's going to be dangerous.
Now, our player Scarlet, finally, guys, finally,
Yeah.
a non-Korean in the round of 32 in the GSL Code S.
Yeah.
Look, Scarlet's been playing very well. I think it's fair to say she's been on a steady incline of improving her skill.
Yeah.
But this is it, man.
She's in
you don't,
great
you don't-
shape right now.
You don't get much bigger than GSL.
No.
And this is the pinnacle of
this is
StarCraft.
it,
Yeah,
okay?
this is basically it.
This is the
most
ultimate
competitive StarCraft tournament in the entire world. It's going to
And-
start out with a best of 3. Map number 1 will be Overgrowth.
She is, by the way, the first foreigner ever to fully qualify for Code S. Like, everything else has been seeds into Code S in the past, whether that's going through Code A or whatever. I wrote a long article on it. You can definitely check that out on my Twitter. But, like, this is a very historic moment. It has been 4 years since we've seen anyone here, Stefano being the last. And he didn't do well, Tasteless. No one has, though, really, since the very, very early days when, you know, Idra, Jinro, Huck, and Nanoa, you know, had some good games. But
And that was a completely different era.
yeah,
Completely different.
a couple different eras, truthfully. But now we're in this time where everyone is so damn good, it's insane. And Scarlet is at that level. She is one of the best players in the world right now. And I just am beside myself. I am the true Wiggle nerd tonight.
And I am rooting for Scarlet, guys. I think we all are. If you're
Yeah.
watching this stream. We'll have to see what happens. Again, if you're just now joining us, we probably have more viewership than normal for this. It is a best of 3. The winner goes to the winner's match and the loser, the loser's match. So nobody will be eliminated immediately. And it looks like we are going to be starting this game in a moment. I think we're going to do it right now, actually.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. We're having some kind of technical problem with our screen in here, but
That's okay.
You guys
and I
have
a
headsets
screen.
on, yeah.
Let's stand around the screen like this so no one can see it.
so if you guys are in the studio and the screen went out, just sit tight.
Or you can look
Someone will
behind you
fix
and,
that.
like,
Or you
we
can,
have screens.
You can look at our screens. You can look at screens and be like, man, they cast off really small screens, don't they?
For the foreigners
Yeah.
audience, people
Yeah.
are like, oh my God, she's Farpool, you're so crazy.
In the
Like,
bottom
what?
left in the red, she is.
Team expert,
We're
Scarlet.
like crawling up here trying to look. Someone takes binoculars out of their bags. I'm like, why do you have binoculars? Well, I'm a bird watcher, Artosis, duh.
A bird watcher to GSL watcher. Yeah, let's see what happens, man. No matter what, no one's going to be eliminated just yet, but I got a good feeling for Scarlet here.
Well, look, she's in such good shape and taking the game super seriously. She's been flying around doing a lot of tournaments. You know, she's a monstrous player at the moment. But, you know, Myungshik, I think that she has underestimated him. No Regret was even joking, like, does he even play and stuff? It's like, yes, he plays.
You
And
might
he's
even
really
want to
good.
move over a little bit more. I don't think people behind you can really see.
Yeah.
We should actually just get behind these.
The empty throne. It can be yours, Scarlet.
Yeah.
Go.
Some support for Scarlet there.
Yeah, the Royal Road is open for Scarlet.
That's right. She could be a Royal Roader.
There was like a bunch of new players this time. Like I think she's one of the 5 players that was new, and 3 of them looked fantastic in their first Code S, but didn't make it through. Nightmare, Billowy, and Armani.
Right.
They all had really fantastic games.
Okay, screen's back on.
I just
You know
saw
what's crazy?
Tasos has basically he just pointed towards the screen and the whole audience turned around all at once. Tasos, you have so much power. Can you make them do something else?
If the stream dies, I have to grab the disconnected cord and have the electricity run through my body just to save esports. Okay, guys, so if you're confused about what was happening while you're watching online, we just had our giant screen in the studio actually go out. That's the first time we've ever had a kerfuffle like that here at the GSL. That's the first time I've ever said the word kerfuffle in a cast. So
I think it is the first time you said kerfuffle.
Yeah. Been waiting 6 years for that.
I don't even really know what kerfuffle is. Like,
it's like a snafu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I definitely know snafu.
Yeah.
Snafu's a fantastic word.
It is. So we have Myunshik, by the way, with a pylon here in the center left of the map.
He's doing something cheesy, which, like, you shouldn't even be surprised. This is just kind of how he plays. This guy is as crazy as you can get. Scarlet taking 3 bases, getting that Evo very, very quickly. Could be for drops. Oh, Proxy Robo.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Now, I don't know if Scarlet's going to be prepared for this. I actually didn't think that, well, I guess it is Myunshik. He always does kind of crazy builds.
Yeah, he always does crazy
I
stuff.
didn't really
You can't
expect
prepare.
people to be trying to cheese that much against Scarlet because she's been really strong right now. All the Koreans have been talking about how solid her games have been.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you would be a bit cheese immune, especially when you're that high on the ladder, you know.
Well, actually, like I totally know what you mean, but I think that when you get that high on the ladder, actually you see less of the wild cheese because
That's
the
true.
wild
It usually
cheesers
gets
don't
weeded
get
out.
that high.
Yeah.
But then you get someone like Myunshik who will do the cheese that exists from the diamond rank up into the low GM rank, right?
Right.
But he'll do it at the high GM level.
That is something funny about, like, StarCraft, but just ladders in general, is you get to certain points on a ladder, it's like, okay, now here's where this kind of cheese is, then it's going to calm down.
Yeah.
You get to another rank, okay, people start doing all-ins again.
This is a really quick Warp Prism, by the way, with 3 gate or more adepts, actually. But, a lot of like, new meta stuff. Not everything is invented by a pro gamer.
Oh my God,
she misses it.
That is a really good hiding spot, by the way. It's just high up enough, you wouldn't immediately
It's just
think to send a ling there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna have
She has
basically
no idea about this yet.
And this is pretty strong, especially when you back it up with the Immortals, which is what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, and look at all these gates as well. Like, Myunshik is really going for it with this. Baneling Nest just getting started. Okay, now Scarlet sees this Prism coming in.
Prism now in the base here, unloading those 2 adepts. We don't see any more Warpins just yet, or at all for that matter. It hasn't even made itself stationary just yet. 2 more adepts over here in the other base now, trying to get these drones split up.
And doing an okay job of that. Not getting like a lot of kills yet, but this isn't like the point isn't to win with adepts right here. These Immortals being made and the extra gateways as well. Myunshik is just gearing up for a very, very strong all-in push.
Yeah, he's still banking a few more units back here, and the Immortal will be juggled in and out of the Warp Prism. It's very important the Immortal stays alive in this rush. You lose a lot of your muscle in the push if the Immortal is taken out.
Now, Scarlet got +1 melee already. That is a big deal for holding rushes like this. Like, she's going to be able to make a lot of Zerglings that do a hell of a lot more damage because of it. There is a drop Overlord on the map, too, it looks like.
We're getting close to the climax here because if Protoss fails with this rush, they're obviously going to lose all those structures in the center left of the map. So Myunshik has to make this work. Myunshik now pushing in. Scarlet moving her links down here, trying to go for a surround. No force fields up just yet.
Oh, the Queen's targeting down this Warp Prism as best they can. Kills the Warp Prism. That surround gets every sentry and the Immortals. And this is basically tasteless.
That's it. Scarlet should be taking game number 1.
Yeah.
You really, I guess theoretically you could somehow maybe try to recover from this, but not at GSL Code S level. I mean,
yeah, you see the look on his face.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah. Well, it's just
there's no upgrade.
There's not a viable follow-up.
Yeah.
You're going to eventually lose that Robo and the gates over there.
Yeah.
You're not going for any other upgrades that are going to help you later on. So I think Scarlet will reorganize. She'll make a few more Lings and Banelings and probably come in here for the killing blow, taking out this position in the center left side of the map.
Totally. Once that's dead, it's all over. Myunshik might just leave before that anyways as he loses this Prism. There's just no point.
GG! Game number 1 goes to Scarlet.
Yeah, that's a strong start right there. And any nerves that she may have had should be going away a little bit. Holding that all in that she really didn't even scout. Very well done.
Myunshik really, he takes out a lot of very solid players. His builds are really good, but Scarlet completely annihilated that. I don't feel like Myunshik's control was that good. I thought Scarlett played really well, but I also felt like Myunchik played pretty poorly there. His micro was off.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because like he showed his hand with the prism very, very quickly, and it was like 2 adapts. He didn't even really try to get too much damage. He did hit the 3rd. Like if Scarlett was bad, maybe she loses a bunch of drones there, but he didn't really do much. And then like she had so by far enough to break through. There was like 3 sentries, so I mean I wasn't super impressed with that build, but maybe on a different timeline, Myunchik is up 1-0.
Let's see what happens.
In one of the many multiverses.
It's a Rick and Morty episode right now. Which multiverse are we casting in? Well, Scarlett only has to win one more game. Will Myunchik do another cheese? I'm not sure. Scarlett seems pretty cheese immune for the time being, but then again, I don't imagine Myunchik can beat Scarlett in a straight-up game either. Anyways, guys, let's get ready for game number 2. Myunchik versus Scarlett in the GSL Codex. In the upper left, in the blue, he is Myunchik. And in the bottom right, in the red, she is
Team Expert, Scarlett.
Definitely looking like she's from Team Expert in that last game.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just crushing.
Really
that
good
attack.
showing there.
Yeah.
So I think the hardest part about this series is trying to figure out what Myunchik's going to do. He is a really different player, and he doesn't really play like anybody else.
No, he does not. Especially that game. That was like...
Well, that was...
I don't even know.
You don't really get
when he
more
went with that push,
I
was like, oh, God, you know what? I thought you were Protoss. This is so weird.
With that proxy that we saw in that last... I don't think you could even fit many more buildings over there in that one pylon.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you do? They're in cross spots right now. I think that fares well for Scarlett if we go into late game.
Yeah.
She can keep on macroing and expanding.
Well, I think all she really cares about is getting into the mid game.
I agree.
And then trying to outplay right there. Like if she can live to that point, of course, late game like a good Protoss can make it pretty hard by getting carriers and stuff. But just needs to get in that mid game. I think Tasteless. That's like kind of the sweet spot against Myunchik.
I would agree. Myunchik's one of these players who wants to gimp his opponent early on. Or ideally just kill his opponent early on. And there's nothing really wrong with this style of play, except for the fact that the more games you play against somebody who plays like this, the more likely you are to just start stopping it.
Yeah.
You can only have so many tricks up your sleeve.
That is
Unless
true.
you're SOS and he just keeps coming up with stuff that we've never seen before. But yeah, there's a limit to how many different times you can fool your opponent or be deceptive or surprise them even. And unfortunately for Myunchik, he's got that reputation of being that guy, so people are already pretty cautious against him.
Yeah, and like rightfully so. I mean, the thing is, he does put it to good use. Like last season, he did fantastically.
He really did.
He got really deep and varied his builds quite well. And he does play a pretty good macro game from time to time. We just don't see it often enough. Because he's even hiding behind a bush. Like, this is the type of player that he is. That he uses every little thing to hide this.
Yeah.
With that Twilight coming up, I think this is probably just for a proxy pylon.
Seems like it. Again, though, when you're known for doing sneaky strats, that's when your sneaky strats kind of stop working.
Yeah.
You know? That's why when we have, these guys who are the greatest StarCraft 2 players of all time, like, let's say MVP, he can do a crazy cheese, but then he'll go right back into a normal game the next time around. That's the scariest person to play against overall, no matter what, is somebody who just is able to do everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. The Stalker walking around, by the way, I think might set her off into making a Spore, because this is a Dark Shrine, right? But like when you see a Korean Protoss make a Stalker, very oftentimes that means DT.
Well, also, especially if you see the Stalker pushing out, try to make sure that no scouts can get in.
Yeah.
It's not just about trying to find your opponent's tech a lot of times. Oh,
look how forward he has this.
She doesn't see it yet.
Yeah, Myunchik has really done a very good job at choosing this location for the pylon. Like, you can tell this is practice.
Yeah.
He knows what he's going for here.
Okay, Scarlett did see the Robo coming in. The Dark Shrine's almost done.
Yeah, this is so far up. I don't believe there's any Spores yet.
Yeah, we're still waiting. Oh, okay, sees.
Okay, Spore's got to get started right away. 20 Lings on the way.
Lings now coming up. They're going to try to take out this pylon. Looks like the DTs are going to be, well, they haven't finished warping in just yet. They're headed southbound, so those are going to be the only 2 DTs that will have warped in. We're looking for detection. She does not have it just yet.
Yeah, Spore starts here in the back, kind of hidden there at the natural. Definitely can kill off this third base because the layer just started. With those spores coming up, I guess Myungshik just going to do some damage to these drones with this DT, but this is like really solid so far.
Yeah,
this is
I like how she completely blocked the spore there.
Yeah.
So there would be no surrounding. Can we get a block off there? No, not yet. So spore's finished. DT has to relocate. We do have 1 spore over here. No spore up in the third base, though.
I gotta say, I would have really preferred for a DT to stay at the third base rather than coming into the natural here, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get a free hatchery with a DT rush, you basically win the game. So I'm a little bit surprised that Myungshik did not just, like, okay, send one to the natural, get some drones, but kill the third base.
By the way, guys, the way the strategy is set up is that Protoss wants to slow down the Zerg as much as possible, interrupt mining, kill drones, but then the follow-up is going to be an eventual push out here, where Myungshik's going to try to crush Scarlet because Scarlet had to deal and lose so much time with these DTs coming into this expansion. But so far, Scarlet's handled it pretty well. There wasn't a ton of workers that were killed. I think taking out that pylon was incredibly helpful because it denied any further warp-ins.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could have had a third DT over there denying mining at that third base.
Well, you know, the 8 kills and still having the DT, so that's like pretty solid. The Lings come in here and want to cancel this third base. This would be a pretty strong cancel. In fact, she is going to get it.
Well, this is one of the problems.
A little bit late.
This is one of the problems when you go for Dark Templars, is that you don't really have much for a small window of time, other than maybe a few other DTs back at home. And so with that many Lings, you can just run up there and deny the expansion. So we actually have Myungshik on 2 bases, and it seems like Scarlet's trying to juke and drive around with those Lings to possibly deny a probe from making another third base here. This may pressure Myungshik into doing it all in. Oh, really good capture by Scarlet.
DTs. Oh my God. She's going into Ling Bane right now, so to lose any DTs that can be into Archons is very painful indeed. Like, with Charge already up, this many sentries and Immortal, if Myungshik just makes a bunch of Archons, he has a very formidable force, something that Scarlet can't really stop right now.
Well, that's one of the nice things about DTs is even if you don't do too much damage with them early on, they parlay well into the late game. Get a few Archons there together and do the Zealot Archon push. Myungshik seems almost to be doing 2 different things at once, expanding, well, not, or the expansion's denied, and pushing at the same time. Now, this push has to be respected by Scarlet. It's not going to be easy to hold off. These Banelings need to get proper connects, and a really good time warp right over here.
Oh, boy. Well, the Banelings are going to get some pretty good connects right there. Force field's going down, but the sentries are all up on their own. Everything getting completely destroyed here. Not a single Archon.
GG! Scarlet goes to the winners match. Wow. Myungshik to the losers in what was a very quick best of 3.
Yeah, very one-sided there. Scarlet just defending the shenanigans of Myungshik here. I gotta say, maybe they weren't underestimating Myungshik. He did not look fantastic in this series. We'll see if he can bring it back in that loser match. But definitely the better player winning out here.
All right. I don't really have much else to say about Myungshik's play back there. He tried to be sneaky. Scarlet spotted it, shut it down, and there was really no opportunities for Myungshik to go into the late game. We are going to go to a short break. When we come back, our second best of 3 in tonight's GSL Code S.